Okay. Acme, I was a bagger, minimum wage. McDonald's, a couple months after that, I fried burgers and fries, minimum wage. Do I have any gross complaints or anything about it? No. When you're 16, 17, that's what you do. If you're 40 and still doing that and you're not a manager, that's a different animal. But, they are what they are. After that, I did some manufacturing. I'm the guy that put the studs on the belts and the jackets. I worked at Castellane Manufacturing in Mays Landing. So those of you, Mays Landing is the Atlantic City suburbs where I went to high school. Shout out to Mays Landing. So in the section of minimum wage, you're learning skills, you're working on your skills. It's your first couple jobs. The money's not going to be great, you know that, and it is what it is. And like I said, none of them were horrible, none of them were terrible. So moving on, slightly above minimum wage. So working in the mailroom in Ocean County College, probably the most fun I ever had. Probably the most learning experience I ever had. Okay, great people. There was a learning curve, of course, and like I said, money is okay, but carpet cleaning, I did that. Boring, nothing to say. Don't really have too many complaints about that. I really didn't have complaints until the way more than minimum wage section that we're going into very soon. Okay. Walmart, Kmart. Other than assistant managers thinking they're managers, I really don't have anything negative to say about such places. Obviously it's retail. Occasionally you have the manager and the assistant manager telling you what to do, and then you have to be respectful. When I say, well, this person told me to do this person told me to do that, and they couldn't get along, that wasn't my problem, but I did what I was told. So, what are you going to do? Oh, so many, so many. It can be tough sometimes to get through this, but I wanted to keep this brief so people can see that this is a lot to process at once. Well, let's get to why you're really here. Way more than minimum wage. So, ghostwriting. I've done that. It's good money. But like I said in a previous video about the agreements that one will sign, you may not get your credit. And that's what ghostwriting is. Sometimes you actually get it, sometimes you don't. But you don't expect to. Nope. But the money is good. Okay? Consulting. The money is great. If you can do it, if you can get somebody to give you the money, absolutely. You just tell them the truth. I consult on entertainment and law enforcement. That's it. A couple other things, but my specialty is law enforcement and entertainment. So if you're interested, you can contact me. Local television. That's a crapshoot. You don't necessarily own what you make, but you could make some good money there. At the same time, you can get discovered. There's a lot of peaks and valleys in there. So